Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new video. Now as you've probably seen, Nintendo just announced a brand new Splatoon spin-off that will be coming exclusively to the Nintendo Switch 2 in the future. So today we're going to talk a little about how this likely affects what's next for Animal Crossing and what's most likely to happen now because of this. So be sure to leave a like on the video and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And let's jump straight in. Now, Nintendo just randomly surprised the Splatoon community with both an update to Splatoon 3 on the Nintendo Switch with added benefits for those playing on a Nintendo Switch 2, plus a brand new spin-off title exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2 called Splatoon Raiders, which by the way is actually a really cool name. Anyway, for those interested, the update essentially adds a bunch of weapons to Splatoon 3, sees the return of an iconic map, and adds some new in-game mechanics and rewards, all whilst offering higher frame rates and visual improvements for those playing on the Nintendo Switch 2. This is actually available right now. Splatoon Raiders, on the other hand, is a solo adventure game that sees you exploring all new islands as a mechanic, along with some familiar faces, so essentially story driven rather than focusing on online multiplayer mechanics. As of recording this video, Splatoon Raiders doesn't have a release date yet, but more information will follow in the near future, according to Nintendo. I covered this announcement in more detail over on my Now Nintendo channel, if you're interested. Now, the reason this is significant is because it's already been confirmed that Nintendo Entertainment Planning and Development Division, specifically Production Group Number 5, are the folks developing Splatoon Raiders, which was to be expected, and are of course once again actively updating Splatoon 3. The reason this is a big deal is because this division of in-house developers are of course managed by none other than Aya Kyogoku, who you probably know as the director and producer of Animal Crossing New Horizons and has overseen Animal Crossing production since the New Leaf days. Basically, this group's primary focus for anything that isn't outsourced is solely working on Animal Crossing and Splatoon. So on the surface, with a new Splatoon 3 update out now and a brand new full game now on the horizon for the Splatoon series, it now puts a bit of a question mark over Animal Crossing. So what does this actually mean for the future of Animal Crossing? Well, obviously we don't know for sure, but it's likely that any chance or hopes of a new mainline Animal Crossing game has just been pushed back, especially considering it's been 5 years since New Horizons and only 2.5 since Splatoon 3, and the fact we've seen a new Splatoon game first kind of says it all. But it should be noted that just because a new Splatoon game has been in development to the point they can tease it and will continue to be developed for the foreseeable future until it finally launches, doesn't mean the developers aren't actively working on other projects, or in this instance, Animal Crossing projects. Like every studio, Nintendo's developers often work on multiple games at the same time. Animal Crossing New Horizons and Splatoon 3 are a great example of this and clearly overlapped. Anyway, whilst seeing a new Splatoon game first surprises me, and a new mainline Animal Crossing game is probably now a little further away than we hoped, I don't think it's all bad news. In fact, I'm hopeful this reinforces that actually we're going to hear something about the future of Animal Crossing sooner rather than later. But what's next? Well, personally, and of course I'm speculating here, I still 100% believe we'll see some kind of Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Animal Crossing New Horizons, or at the very least the long rumoured 3.0 update, as it's been coined over the years by the community, that will add some new content and even more performance boosts than it already sees on the Nintendo Switch 2. Just think about how many Nintendo Switch games have been given Switch 2 editions or updates, and with Splatoon 3 now seeing one too, I think it's pretty obvious Animal Crossing will also see one eventually. But if for some unknown reason Nintendo decide not to do this, I could totally see them announcing a spin-off instead to act as a filler between games, especially now that Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which is the current spin-off, will end updates and new content this September. As for what it could be, well, that's probably for another video, but consider Splatoon as an example, going from a multiplayer to a solo adventure. I could see Nintendo doing the opposite for Animal Crossing and releasing expecting something focused around multiplayer that steps away from island design and offers something playful and fun. If you played Animal Crossing New Leaf and ever visited Tortimer's Island, you probably see where my mind is at. Anyway, with Splatoon Raiders launching in the near future and Splatoon 3 now back to being updated, I don't think a new mainline game is heading our way anytime soon. Maybe 2028, 2030 is more realistic. But I don't think an update or a spin-off is out of the question, despite them both being developed by the same division. Whatever is next for Animal Crossing has likely been in development for as long as Splatoon Raiders. If you made it to this point in the video, be sure to post splat in the comments just to let me know you did, and be sure to include when you think we'll hear something new and what you want to see from Animal Crossing next. I'd love to know. Thank you so much to the Patreon and channel members for supporting this content. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.